to the Power of One. We are joined again with Jerry Mitchell from the Attorney General's office, and we're going to continue this conversation about AI and scams. So we're just going to jump right in. And Jerry,
Sure.
go ahead and give us some examples of the
Absolutely.
AI scams.
The way AI is being manipulated right now in terms of scams and frauds, it's actually a very simplistic format that the perpetrators are using. They're making sure they're maximizing the use, whether it's Chat GPT, OpenAI chatbot, and Google Gemini, to be sure. It's easy enough for these folks to do. And I'll give you an example. About 3 months ago, I was at a restaurant with a young man I'm mentoring. We're having lunch, and he's a tech rock star. Now, he's going to do some amazing things in life, and I'm really proud of this young man. And we were talking about this very same topic. And together, we're just sitting there, and let's just try something. And we used AI, artificial intelligence, and again, artificial intelligence now leveled up to advanced intelligence. Artificial intelligence was used by he and myself, and we said, "Hey, let's write something out." So we wrote in an AI to create a short email that will persuade someone to buy our products and pretend that we are a Microsoft employee. 3 seconds later, this thing kicked back a an email about this long, about 3 paragraphs. Uh, Enhance your productivity with and then you put the name of your company, Solutions. Dear customer, at Microsoft, we're committed to empowering individuals and businesses to achieve more. We understand that maximizing productivity is key to success. That's why we're excited to introduce you to the range of products designed to seamlessly integrate with your existing software ecosystem. And it goes on and on and on. It created this email in 3 seconds. If we can do that, and we were just playing around and we just wanted to field test it just to see what we could do with it. Imagine somebody who's serious about this, dedicated to fraud and scam and taking people's hard-earned money, what they would do in an email like this. How much thought did they put into it? Here's what I want the email to say, and the email was generated for them. That's how this stuff can happen just that quickly, how somebody can use advanced intelligence.
Now break down for me how you guys did it.
Sure. We went to using an AI program. We typed in, create a short email that will persuade someone to buy our products and pretend that we are Microsoft employees.
So
It,
AI app. So there are AI apps,
programs that are out
programs.
there, yeah. Mm-hmm. Apps, programs, go ahead, same thing.
Okay. That you can purchase
No,
to do dirt.
that you don't have to purchase it. You just download it.
Okay.
You don't have to purchase it, or you just go to the website. You can either download the app or you can just go to the website, but you're not purchasing anything. This right here, what we did now, but the point to expand on your point, when you said purchase, how much did it cost or could it cost a perpetrator, a bad actor to do this? Nothing. How
Mm,
long can it take them to create this? Less than a minute.
mm.
In less than a minute, they can sit back and have this created and then have this set to launch to hundreds of thousands or millions of emails or text messages that are out there using computers that are designed to just robocall or robo send this stuff out to different emails or different app or different text messages. This is how this stuff happens. And low to no cost to them, to the bad guys, but yet and still they're yielding in hundreds of thousands of dollars. One more example along this line. Last year when I was on vacation, I got a text message from a friend of mine down in Delaware, and her brother had just gotten in. He went on Facebook and he got an advertisement on Facebook saying that Best Buy was having a going out of business sale, which they were, and that he could buy a 7-piece patio set for $29.99. Mel, does that sound normal to you?
It doesn't. It does
You
not.
you can't buy a pillow for $29.99 nowadays, let alone whole seven-piece
Right.
patio set.
Right.
But guess what? There was a link inside there for them to accept payment, and he would receive the seven-piece patio set. He thought it was a great deal going out of business. Guess what he did?
He did
He
it.
he clicked on the link, gave him a credit card for $29.99. They took the $29.99 immediately out of his account and said thank you, and he just got a thank you receipt. Did he get the furniture? No. Her question to me was, did I think it was a scam? Absolutely.
Hmm.
Now, I told her and get, advice of what advice to give her brother because her brother actually lives here in Pennsylvania and near Berwick. And I told her, make sure he deleted that text message or change the account, get the account basically changed up. We look at something like that, and she was asking me, could he get his money back? I said, for $29.99, he can try all he wants, but chances are the answer to that
You
is
never get it
no,
back. Yeah.
no.
Hmm.
Round it to $30. It's a penny off, okay? Now, say they did this to 100,000 people a month at
Hmm.
$30 a pop. That's $3 million a month they're hauling in. Times 12 months,
Mm.
$36 million. Nick, you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a business for these people are in the actuary business. They are in the business of calculation. If we put in this is the yield we can get. How much did it cost for them to do this? A few
Nothing.
hundred, maybe a couple of maybe. Let's just round it to maybe $1,200. And then for
Mm.
that, they got because all they're doing is media blasting this out to all these different accounts. That's not hard to do anymore in this day and age, where you
But
can
now,
sit back and go on Facebook and just buy the advertisements.
so it amazes me like how they get our numbers. Now, let's talk about hacking email addresses. So my mom had her email hacked at one
Sure,
time and it went out to a lot of people. And my mother is just like this the sweetest person that you'll ever meet. So here comes this email.
sure.
Hi, I'm reaching out. My granddaughter has cancer and her birthday is coming up and my account is locked. Can you go out and purchase a card, get the card for, however much, and then give me the card number? And as soon as my bank account is unlocked, I will send you back the number. So now me
Yeah.
being me, because I deal with victims, so I replied back, saying something like, you know what, my bank account is locked too. And, can you send me some money? Just being smart. And
Yeah.
because they make me sick. So, and then I ended up replying like, dummy, this is her daughter. You know what I mean? It probably wasn't the smart thing to do, but how do they hack email addresses and then just start sending everything out to their contacts? That's one. Then two, I've received calls before where, oh, you've just won the sweepstakes. All you have to
Yeah.
do is go to Walmart and get this card, read the card off to me, okay, I was being smart with that too. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, give me a call back in a half an hour and I'm going. So he called me back in a half an hour. So I'm like,
Okay.
okay. And he would call me back and he was like, do you have the number? And I was like, I do. So because I'm a PK, I'm a preacher's kid. He said, read the numbers back to me. I was like, okay. I probably shouldn't say this on the air, but I was like, okay. I was like, I'm going to read it out to you. And then I was like, YOU. He was like, okay. I was like, R, and I ain't even gonna tell you what the other word. And he laughed and hung up on me. So how do they get our numbers? And then how are they able to like hack an email and then send out this mass email asking for money?
Gotcha. The numerous ways you can get in emails out here nowadays, that's not a hard thing to do anymore. I can go out here and basically Google emails for individuals in a certain area, and it will basically pull up a list. It is Googleable, and that's the term actually. Googleable. Now, anything that's already out there is open information. This is not high tech. They are not stealing it in a lot of cases. Sometimes they do, and a lot of cases they don't. Good example. Whether it's a city or a college, they can sit out there now and sit back uh, email addresses for students, email addresses, students at LaSalle College, email addresses, students, Penn State. You can Google this stuff now and it will give you a list. Email addresses for Democrats. And that's a big one. A lot of people don't realize it, especially if you register because it's public record. Email addresses, Democrats, Dauphin County, Philadelphia County. You can now Google this stuff. You want to know how they're getting it? They are not, all they are doing is just taking what's already out there for free and just asking to Google or asking Yahoo or asking Bing for it or DuckDuckGo. They're not doing anything high tech. A lot of people, they think all this stuff is high tech.
Okay, wait. Now I remember that DuckDuckGo commercial, and that DuckDuckGo commercial said your
Yeah,
stuff is not like public knowledge like Google or whatever. And I was like, oh, and in my mind, I was like, I need to get on DuckDuckGo. But
yeah. You are not. It's saying that we will not track it to you, but what you are looking for, that's another story.
mm,
Going back to you, it's using a quasi VPN virtual private network. You are not, but whatever you're looking for, it still executes your commands. So
mm,
it's still out there. So that's what's happening with a lot of this stuff. That's how this stuff is getting captured and this information is getting compiled. And that's how they're getting it. Please don't think this is high tech. This is MIT, NASA type technology that they're using. It is not. All they're
mm,
doing is simply Googling it, compiling it, and then send it out, and then get these software programs, and they're not hard to get anymore. You can create your own and basically have it send out and basically media blast this stuff out to the public or to wherever they want to go. When it comes to using social media, you buy the hey, listen, you buy the social media uh, advertisement. Hey, in this region, people who are over this age, or in this region, people who are basically like this product, whether it's a beverage or whether it's something to do at the beach or anything like that, you advertise this product to these people. And you put in this link for them to go to make a payment. That's all they're doing.
mm.
You ever see somebody advertise on Facebook? They're advertise or Instagram or TikTok, and they advertise a product and how you can buy it. Okay, so if I'm a scam artist, if I'm a bad actor, I'm coming out of a foreign country, why can't I do the same thing and target people in this country, in this area, and then have them send the money to this link? Here's the link you go to. It will tell you to do this. It will tell you what to put in, information to put in, and then the link automatically takes you to a payment site, which those are so easy. We're talking about a setup scenario here. The setup scenario here takes 20 minutes if you're slow, and that's it.
Mm.
Those things are not hard. Welcome to the world we live in now. We have to be more vigilant now more than ever to ensure our own financial safety, our own uh, economical safety, if you will. Because again, these folks out here, they will take until there is nothing left. The Attorney General's office, we get inundated with this stuff at times. We get inundated with people
Sure.
who've been hit by identity theft. The Federal Trade Commission has identitytheft.gov. That is the Federal Trade Commission's site that they have to help restore someone's accounts who's been hit. I don't
Now,
say like it's. I told you I don't say prevent anymore. I say reduce your risk.
now, okay, and I might not have this whole story right, but you may know about the story. So we're talking about the financial side of it and how it can hurt somebody. What about the image or character of someone? Did you hear about that story? I'm not sure where it took place. I think these students maybe created some fake accounts, and it was something that they did where it looked like the some of the teachers were sexually
Yeah,
abusing children or something. Did you
yeah,
hear about that?
yeah, yeah. I
Talk
did.
to me
Yeah,
about
here.
that. Talk to me
That
about
is
that.
not that is not a new phenomenon. Students have been doing that for a number of years now, and I go back pre-COVID on that, where students were creating fake accounts saying teachers said this, teachers said that, teachers was using racial slurs. I've been hearing about this since 2018. Students doing that fake accounts. It just recently in this area it's been happening up at the high school, the city high school, John Harris. It was happening up there 2 years ago, where they basically are using fake accounts, saying this teacher called me a racial slur, using the teacher's image and everything, fake accounts on teachers. That's not a new phenomenon. That's actually been happening for a while. Tracking it, tracking the IP address to the device. And what happens is a lot of these kids, they're not stupid. They're not using their own phone. They just go
Right.
to a library or something. They go to there, they go somewhere else. They go to an open source environment and just use that. Now the
Mm,
problem is what they don't think about. If there's any kind of an investigation, real investigation, all they're going to do is look at the camera footage on that to see who was in that area, who came and went in that area, and they're going to get caught.
mm.
But a lot of students, they just they're going out using public resources, libraries, hotels, things of that nature at the like a Boys and Girls Club or a YMCA, and they're doing it there. Like
And
we
can
always say,
destroy someone.
yeah, yeah, they're smart in knowing how to execute, but they're not wise in thinking about. Like I always say, they're smart but not wise. They're smart
Mm.
and they know how to do it, but they're not wise in thinking of the consequences or the back end of it, what can happen in the back end. So that's how they get caught.
Now, when someone scams, what's the best way to report it? Because it's good to report it because that's how you gain your knowledge and you're able
Sure.
um to get information. Now,
Yeah.
so we know that. Well, you'll tell me how they can report that information. So I want to go off to the side for a minute from AI.
Sure.
What about when should something be reported to the Attorney General's office? Now, I recently spoke to you about a case, and this has not been new in Philly, where there was a contractor that said that he was going to do a certain amount of money, and the person put some money down. They never saw the person again because the person that I assisted said, "Listen, I'll be able to get the money back through victims compensation, which is great." But he
Gotcha.
said, "I also want to be able to report this so it doesn't happen to someone else." So how would someone report that type of crime? I know it's going off a little bit of AI, but we want to educate.
If a scam, let me start from the beginning here. When you first learn of the scam, when you first get an understanding, whoa, I've been hit. The first thing we want to do is when it comes to those accounts, we want to close down what accounts were affected, close them down immediately. My loss of money, definitely, if there was a loss of money, we want to file a police report. In so
Hmm.
many cases, a lot of people are going to want to see if there was a fraud or a scam that happened. They want to see when you started to deal with this legally. There's several things that need to happen. Crucial to all this is not to wait.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, well, somebody hit me for $5 or $10. They hit me for $1. You want to act on that immediately because if they can get away with $1, next time they're coming back for a little everything. If you
Hmm.
allow that to go, then heck, they're like, well, heck, if I can get away with $1, hey, I'm going to try to get 500, 2,000, 50,000 bucks the next time. So make sure we act immediately, close out the accounts, freeze your credit. That is always a good idea. Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion freeze your credit so that no new credit, no new credit cards, no new loans can be taken out in your name. Contact the bureaus. It's easy enough to do online and have your
Mhm.
credit frozen immediately. Contact our office if you need any advice on it, attorneygeneral.gov, or call our office. Consumer protection. Most notably, and once again, going back to what I said earlier, identitytheft.gov will help show you how to restore and the restoration of our identity. Contact identitytheft.gov. That is the federal government's provision to help deal with this stuff because everybody, so many industries are getting hit and going through it. So many people are getting hit and going through it.
How long will it take, or can it take, for someone whose identity was stolen and their credit messed up and just thousands
Yeah.
and thousands and thousands of dollars racked up in their name? Realistically,
Right.
how long can it take for them to restore and to get back to normal? Is that years?
Solvency. Yeah, to be made whole. No, it's not a made years thing anymore for the most part, thank goodness. I will say this. Generally, it can take anywhere from a few minutes to a few days to probably a few weeks or a few months, depending on how much of an impact what has happened, how much they were hit for, and the nature of how they were hit. And if it's something that they've done repeated, if there was a Trojan virus involved and that virus is still active and that virus is still ongoing to the point where every time something created new, it goes back and it reattacks the individual. That's why you get new accounts, just obliterate the old. So something totally new is created. Not, well, let's keep the same password. No, got to get new passwords. It truly depends on how much of an impact it happened to the person. I can't give an exact to say, oh, it's only a few minutes now. I've seen
Yeah.
people, and it literally was, like I said, I got hit in January of no December of 2022. I got hit,
Mm,
and they tried to hit me for $1. My bank caught it, and they just gave me a whole new debit card and a whole new password. And I asked, hey, well, can I just keep the old? Can I just keep the
yeah.
old numbers to the old debit card? No, I said, Jerry, we got to give you a new one. And they called me up, and I knew the person who called me. He said, hey, could you stop in, Eric? And I said, yeah. And he's like, yeah, they got a security issue with your account. I said, oh, I'll definitely be in. And I was leaving town in a couple of days, so I needed to have access.
Right.
And he gave me a new debit card right there on the spot, right in the bank. So yeah,
Mm.
that took a minute. It took like what, a minute, if that, to clear up. That's not everybody, but industries have gotten a lot faster. They have gotten a lot more efficient. A lot more people are going through this, have been and are going through this, and will go through it, including themselves, including their own family members. And that's why they're like, we got to be on the ball with this.
Well, I want to thank you so much for all of the information. I'm a little
Absolutely.
leery with picking up my cell phone and talking when Lexa's in the room, but I don't know. I'll get through it. Ain't nothing interesting going on in my life. And if they try to get into my bank account, they're gonna be really hurt. I might have like $4.99 in there. I don't know, but it's not a lot. But thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm sure we'll have you back on the show. And
Oh yeah,
everyone
looking forward
listening,
to it.
please pay attention to the PowerPoint because we do not want you to be a victim of identity theft or AI, anybody calling you and telling you that that's their family member and they need money. So pay attention to your surroundings and watch what you post. Peace and love.